how does someone go on hormones? Like, do they go to the doctor? Like, I don't even know how that process works.
Usually the first thing you have to do is find a therapist to diagnose you with like gender dysphoria, the feeling of being uncomfortable with your body, or like the roles that you're expected to play in society and things like that. So then they diagnose you with that and they write you a letter. Then you get to go see like primary care physician or an endocrinologist. And then they just kind of go over what's going to happen, and then you just do it. I mean, they give you like a consent form. So you have to like, these are all the things that are going to happen. These are things that could happen, good or bad, and you just have to consent to it. So normally you have to be 18 or older, but sometimes they let you do it with like parents.
Yeah.
So if you're male to female, transgender person, then you would take estrogen. And then if you're female to male like me, you would take testosterone.
And do they come in pills? I've seen people have needles. I don't know what else that there's out there. I've seen particularly needles, but I wasn't sure if there's any other way to receive testosterone or estrogen.
But for us, testosterone, it's kind of like a fish oil, like in a jar, and you inject it with needles and stuff. They have something called androgel, which is like a lotion that you can put on. And I've also heard of some pills too, but I don't know much about that.
So, and which one are you taking?
I take the injection.
And is that where you put it in the butt, or is that like?
You can put it in your butt, yeah.
But why? I'm curious as why the butt? Like,
Well, it's like where your fat is.
okay.
So I do it in my thigh.
Okay.
People do it in like their back or their back of their arms, or like their stomach or their butt. Just depends on the doctor. It can absorb better if it's like depending on the area.
So how often do you take testosterone?
Like before you get on testosterone, you have to like have blood tests to see like your cholesterol, your blood pressure, and like stuff like that. Based off of that, they know how much to give you and like when you can take it. For me, I take it every Friday. It's usually every 7 days or 10 days or 14 days, depending on the person. So yeah, and you have to do it for your whole life. So
Really, your whole life? Why is that?
if you were to stop taking it, your body would like start producing estrogen again.
Interesting.
So not all of the changes would come back. Like I think I would still have like some facial hair and stuff, but like fat redistribution would come back. Like I would get like big hips again, or stuff like that. So
Interesting.
it sucks. Yeah.
I mean, what does that mean when it comes? Sorry, there's ants everywhere. Like, really? Did we really just do this right now? So if I get bit, or if I'm like paying attention to the ants because I'm going to work after this, don't worry about me.
I was talking about how you have to take it forever, or the rest of your life. Because
How expensive is that?
it's pretty expensive. Like it just depends on where you get your prescription from. Like I have insurance now through Access, so it's free for me, thankfully. Some people, like when I was paying out of pocket first, blood tests are like $300. During the first year, you have to go like every 3 months. And then after that, it's once a year. And then testosterone prescription, it can last from like 6 to 8 months. When I was paying out of pocket, it was like $108. And then some people can get it for like $35 depending on the place, which is good.
Wow. What would you advise for younger people to make it as cheap as possible?
Finding like people in your area that have experience. Like I go to a support group, so I always have information being thrown at me about like doctors, therapists, surgeons, like whatever. So I think finding people that are like you, that have gone through it, they can definitely help you.
Question, what changes have you seen? How long have you been on it?
A year and almost 5 months.
In the beginning of the process, what the hell was happening to your body? What was going on?
So the first thing I noticed was hair on my legs, and now I have a lot on like my thighs and everything, so there's hair everywhere. That's like the main thing that you notice. My voice didn't really drop for a long time, and that like made me sad. Obviously you can kind of tell now that it's dropped, which is cool. Fat redistribution is different. Like I used to have like bigger hips, but now I'm kind of like more slim, and like I have my shoulders are broadened, so I'm like more of like a shape. My face is different. My jaw is like more defined. I have facial hair, not right now. Chest tissue has changed. It's just like not as prominent tissue. It's more like flat and whatever. It's weird. It's easier to compress now. Basically the physical changes.
And the internal changes?
Probably the biggest one is I can't multitask anymore.
What?
Yeah.
What? That's so random.
It's so weird. It's really hard for me personally to focus on like more than one thing. Like if I'm doing something and somebody's trying to talk to me, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I'm not the only one that's gone through that. I know some people, but it doesn't happen to everybody.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Definitely like more quick to be angry. I'm not like the Hulk or anything, but something can irritate me pretty quick. Being angry feels different. Before I took testosterone, when I was angry, I would feel like sad, like in my stomach and like want to cry. But now I feel like in my hands and like I'm just kind of like hit things, I guess. It's more like a powerful feeling and it's kind of weird.